Hi everybody, welcome to SA Rugby Magazine. I'm Kevin Ferguson, got Mark Keohane and James Dalton. Hi guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
How's it?
Guys, a couple good games this weekend. Bookies can't really separate them. We've got the Lions versus the Cheetahs and the Sharks versus the Bulls. What are you thinking on that?
Well, the Lions seem to be on the upward trend. They've certainly raised their level of play. They've gone almost back to the Sways the Brain era where they recycling the ball quickly. They running on the front foot, old traditional Lions rugby. So I think it will be a leap too far for the Cheetahs to beat a dominant Lions side at this stage.
Yeah, I think what we've seen with the Cheetahs in this Currie Cup is what we saw with them in pro rugby. They got their best 15 on the field, competitive, they can go with anyone, potentially beat anyone. The moment they have injuries to key players, Ruan Pienaar, a huge loss for them. He's only back early next year. Frans Steyn's also struggled a bit with injury, but he's playing at 12, so he's not going to influence the game if your pack and your nine's not dominating the game. And we've seen them struggle in the last few weeks, and particularly that second half against the Bulls to go down 40-13. They're showing more and more that they are 5 in the country, not in that top 4. So the big thing, the motivator for me will be the Lions, who have been on a good upward curve, as James said. Very well conditioned side, a lot of good youngsters. Elton Yankee's leading them well. Jaco Kriel has played well, he's been very, very influential there. Is for them to show we should be in Pro 14, not you. We never played you at Ellis Park. That game was called a draw because of COVID. I still have them. Bloemfontein's never easy to play, but I still have the Lions to win there by a score in a high-scoring game. And in Durban, Kerwin Bosch, Morné Steyn, I think that's going to be the key. And Morné Steyn has been outstanding this year. 36 years old, and he's playing the kind of rugby that you expect from a fit 36-year-old. And I expect the Bulls to win, again, not massively, but to win comfortably.
Yeah, look, Morné Steyn for me certainly the key in that side. He's matured tremendously. You know, age is only a number. We've seen that some of the top players can shoot the lights out still in their 30s. And for me, Morné's game management is going to be key in keeping the Bulls in their half, keeping them under pressure, letting them play in their half, making the mistakes, creating the turnovers, hopefully getting the penalties, and then the traditional South African play, if they can dominate up front, kick for the corners and go for the drive and get the 5-pointers.
You know what? Yeah, James as well said. What strikes me as funny is Jake's comment about the only time the Sharks run is when they run onto the field.
Oh, well, that's quite interesting. Well, look, if we looked at the Sharks.
Why would you say that?
Well, you know.
Because he's Jake.
You just don't give anybody any more motivation.
Do you know what he wants them to do?
I saw Yanni du Plessis the other night at a function, and he came and spoke to me and said, Jake actually spoke about me quite well, and I said, geez, that's quite sad because I was quite scathing of him in my autobiography. And he said, look, Jake's one of the guys, he never gives anyone accolades. He'll never give anyone like a mention if they've come up with something inspiring or creative or that. It's only Jake and Jake alone, What? But to carry on, the Sharks showed that they were great counter defense team. If you kick the ball down their throats, they would turn it into points and capitalize on that. So Jake must just be careful not to eat his words.
No, look, I think what he's going at, and the one thing that has impressed them, I speak to blokes who are close to the Bulls camp, and they say it's a very happy camp, and always in the first year with Jake, it's always a very happy camp. When he fixes, he puts structures in place. We've always said, can he take it into year 2, year 3, and then manage a very good team that he's built? But he's done everything and even better than we thought he would do in Super Rugby Unlocked in the Currie Cup. I know what he wants to do. Sean Everett's a young coach. A lot of those guys know him from when he was at the Sharks. He's saying to them, I want you to run the ball from everywhere because it suits us. We've got a good press defense. We turn the ball over. Morné Steyn kicks it 50 meters into the corner. We've got a pack who can compete on your ball. So I think he's just playing a bit of a mind game to say, are you going to be naive or extravagant enough to want to prove me wrong and come play it, and the next minute you find yourself 14-3 down and you're in trouble. And the Sharks for me haven't been overly convincing since we've come back from rugby. They really, that first game, that first 40 minutes in the fans' day, they got pumped. They struggled at Griquas. They got out of jail there. They were hanging on against the Lions in the first game back. So I just think the Bulls just consistently get stronger. They're a more settled team and they're a very confident team. And I just also know with Jake, whenever he's gone to a place where he's coached before, there's a hell of a lot of motivation for him not to leave there as a loser. So yeah, I think they will win quite comfortably.
Who are you picking?
I'm picking the Bulls to win by 12.
Wow. So I think the Bulls.
12, a magical number.
What do you think, James?
Yeah, look, I just think the Bulls, if you look at their points difference, I just think their ascendancy, their physical domination up front, I don't think the Sharks are going to remotely match them there. I think Franz Steyn, with his experience in controlling the game, he's going to pin them down in their half. They're going to create the turnovers with Marco van Staden and Dwayne Vermeulen. It's going to be just too much pressure. I think the Bulls by 20. By 20.
Jesus, I would have choked on that.
Yeah.
20. I thought my 12 was being bold. 20.
No, I think they're just going to have too much in the tank for them.
And with a guy like Morne Steyn, and if you go back to his glory days under Heineke Meyer when he's playing for the Boks, he kicks at 80% plus.
Yeah.
You make 3 mistakes, you're 9-0 down. They've traditionally always taken the points because it's again building scoreboard pressure.
Absolutely.
And it's so underrated that if we have all the field position, all the dominance, and it's 0-0 after 15, 20 minutes, you start thinking, hang on a second, we're still in this game.
Sure.
But if you're 12-0 down, you've got to start chasing the game. And it's just amazing when you see good teams who do build scoreboard pressure. It may look dull, they get their guaranteed return and they back themselves to get back up the field again. So I think that does give them the edge. But we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. Since we came back from Super Rugby, from the original Super Rugby, the Bulls and the Lions have looked so well conditioned, and the Sharks and the Stormers just have looked 10% off the pace when it comes to conditioning.
Yeah.
The Cheetahs, again, it's squad numbers there for me, but those two teams up north, they just look like they've really put in the yards collectively under one roof, not everyone training at home on their own.
Must be that thin air, that
that's what I was going to say, that rarefied air. So yeah, I think they are, the Bulls certainly the form team, the Sharks still trading on what they did pre-lockdown.
Yeah.
The Lions improving, the Stormers thereabouts in terms of you'd expect them to come good at some time, and the Cheetahs, they get injuries, they struggle.
Look, I must be honest, for me, and sorry I have to say this, the Stormers for me have been an absolute disappointment since the restart of the Super competition, and
too many distractions.
Yeah, I don't know, and also maybe, I think a lot of guys are going on their laurels of what they did 14 months ago.
Yeah.
Remember, 7 players is not a squad of 30.
No.
And I think, and not to be critical, and I'm not going to mention names, but there are a lot of the Stormers box that are way off the mark and even look unconditioned, Mark.
I think the minute they knew there was no Test rugby, that was like, let's just get the season out of the way, use it as kind of like a pre-season, and let's focus on the Lions 2021 and on a big year. I mean, New Zealand have confirmed they're going to play 15 tests in 2021 according to their schedule. So we play in England and Scotland at the end of the year tour. There's a potential of playing Wales as well, another game. We've got the Rugby Championship, the full one. We've got 3 against the Lions. So you just get this feeling of that's the year they've got to be good. It doesn't help that they kind of are rocking right now and they've mentally switched off. I think that
remember, you got it's reputational damage. You're only as good as your last game, and you've got to be able to perform at a standard that makes you a Springbok. You've got to uphold that status. So I understand that, yes, there's a lot of background noise in terms of politics within the union, players having switched off, but I find that unacceptable. I don't take that as a validation for poor performances.
No, I don't say it's in any way acceptable. I just think that's how I'm observing it. That mentally they're gone, and that their minds now, it's 2021 they're looking towards. 4 out of 8 at the moment is unacceptable for a side of that quality.
So, but then you look there are other Boks that are playing in other franchises that are still playing at that Bok level. So
again, it comes back to the South African game domestically. We talk about being professional, but it's not privatized, so we're not. You look at us, those Springboks and those South African players overseas. There's 44 of them playing in the English Premiership. How many playing in France? And they don't switch off.
No.
If they switch off, they don't make the team.
Correct.
And so I remember Brayton Paulson coming back when he first went to Clermont, and he had to play on the 26th of December, and he was like, but it's Boxing Day, and they said, no, it's payday, get out and play. He was just horrified that to be playing rugby at that time. And I was saying to James just before we started, Lars always used to say the Currie Cup's not won in May, but I don't think he ever thought he'd be saying the Currie Cup is yet to be won in December. And to be playing games on the 13th of December and the 12th of December is just, and it's only going to get a bit worse going into January in terms of conditions.
I think it makes it even more mentally difficult to prepare yourself, saying like it's December, it's holiday time, you walk in the shopping centre, you're hearing Boney M and Jingle Bells and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, especially down in Cape Town. It's got that holiday vibe.
Yeah, be careful, the minister's talking of even closing the beaches, so be careful, there might be no holiday time.
So, an easy win for the Bulls.
I think so.
You know, at even money, kind of, that would be a good bet for you. I'm not going to bet on that game. But I do like the Cheetahs to upset the Lions, you know. So I will be betting on that, but not a lot of money. I mean, there's two close games, and who would have picked who beat the Stormers, the Western Province?
Lions.
Lions.
Yeah.
Jeez, that was ugly.
It was ugly, but again, conditioning, as you said, they ran out of puff. They were 99 up, and again, announced a 65-meter penalty that they kicked early on, points. Those 3 points proved decisive.
I just also think the Stormers have become so predictable. Everybody knows how they're going to play. Beyond, you know, it's a kick to the corner, they drive, they don't get it right, they have scrum domination the whole time, they don't capitalise on that, they don't take their points when they get it, so they don't get ahead and then build further on that. And then there's nothing outside of 10 going on at all. Yeah. In fact, there's no 9 or 10 at the moment to even speak of.
So whose choice is it to take to kick? Is it Kitsy's?
Well, I think initially you would have a determined and defined game plan by your coach and saying, listen, guys, let's get points on the board, let's get that ascendancy, let's get that dominance, exercise that dominance, get psychologically ahead on the scoreboard, and then play from there. But you know, you can't just say, right, I've got one stereotype game plan, only kick for the corner the whole time, and it doesn't work. Then you'll end up facing difficulties because you become disheartened.
If you look back at it, and if you've got a really powerful set piece from the line-out, and you know your guy can stick it 5 meters from the line-out, there's always a chance of a try from a maul, not 50, because they can still stop the maul. You still got to recycle and get it going again.
Sure.
But you get so many teams that you'll speak to captains and they say, we felt the momentum at that moment was with us in terms of pressure and field position, and we didn't back ourselves to kick the 3, take the kickoff and get back there within 3 minutes. They were going to then get field position momentum on us. So I can understand that's when you go for it. But when it's early stages of the game, take the points on offer.
Absolutely.
You know, to be 9-0 up 50 minutes into a game, so much more comfortable than to feel you've had all the ball, you've had all the field position, and they potentially get an intercept and they're 7-0 up. And it just happens time and again. And the statistics show how few tries are actually scored from that line-out drive in relation to how many times the kick is made. And how many times have you seen hookers and jumpers just not get it right in that moment? You know, so...
sorry, not in my day.
No?
Not in my day.
No, but I get your point.
Yeah.
But
in your day, we'd all say at your prime, we'd never have said Cheetahs to beat the Lions.
Lions to roar.
So you say the Bulls by 20. You say 20. You say 12. I like the Sharks to upset them, man. I'm just going to go with the upset. But I like Sharks by 2, and for me, the Cheetahs by 3.
Okay, I got the Lions by 8.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, for me, I'd say the Lions are certainly on the upward trend. They're not absolutely and totally convincing either, to be quite honest. The Cheetahs have shown that they can.
Just give us the score.
That they can dominate. But I will.
On the other hand, no.
I'll go with a try and a penalty, 10 points to the Lions.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, there you have it. So easy money to be made this weekend.
Well, please God.
Okay, thanks guys. Thanks guys for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.